Not good enough.
Hernandez.
What's your maiden name? Higgins.
Do men have maiden names? I guess as a gay dude, I might have a maiden name.
Are you a maiden?
Well, what would the male version of a maiden name be called?
A lad.
All right, okay. Don't judge me if you don't have a better answer.
That was a better answer.
That was not a better answer. This is Twin Stick Radio, episode 49 for the week of December 18th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Trey Higgins, and I'm joined by Chris Rodriguez.
Hello.
And Justin T. Lopez.
Mary Chrysler.
Mary
Nailed
Chrysler.
it.
Merry Christmas.
So,
Go ahead.
I was going to go on a complete tangent.
My favorite. So am I. My favorite part of Christmas since the existence of this tweet has always been the tweet to Pringles from this guy. Have I told you about this?
Yeah.
No.
You talk about this every year.
So it's the greatest thing in the fucking world. So like 4 or 5 years ago, Pringles had this campaign going where it literally said on all their cans, "Merry Pringles." They had this campaign that just went crazy. And this guy took a picture of the can, tweeted at Pringles and said, he said, "Merry Pringles. You could have gone with Pringle Bells or Merry Christmas, you dumb motherfuckers." And that's the tweet. At Pringles, you dumb motherfuckers.
That's awesome.
Such a good tweet. God, I love it so much.
Sometimes people make mistakes.
Well, who's the marketing guy? Pringles. It wasn't like, oh yeah, it's like last minute. It's 4:55. They all leave at 5 for fucking holiday vacation. It's like, oh shit, we didn't come up with a marketing campaign for Christmas. What do we do? I don't know. Merry Pringles. Done. Just ship it. Like, what the fuck, guys?
Ship it.
Merry Crispmas or Pringle Bells.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
My tangent was, so you guys know that hit song by this old band called Journey called Don't Stop Believing, right?
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. So last night I got out of work and I was like, you know what? Tonight's a Fuego kind of night. So I went to Fuego.
Always.
In the bathroom. And I'm peeing.
Oh,
And
that
so-
you were like, it's like constipated pooping. And you're like,
No.
don't stop believing.
No, well, the song comes on while I'm peeing, and
Okay.
instinctually, because I don't believe that anyone who is not thinking like could resist singing the song if they know
Sure.
it.
Unless you're a robot,
Yeah,
for sure.
The song comes on, and I start singing. But at the
Sure.
same time that I start singing, the person that's shitting in the bathroom stall next to me that I didn't know was there starts singing. So we're both fucking in the bathroom singing "Don't Stop Believing."
This is a bonding moment.
Greatest Journey story ever.
Like we both stopped and like laughed, and I was like, "Sorry."
Yeah. You think the story of Arnel Pineda becoming the lead singer of Journey from his third world country's good? No.
It's the two random strangers,
Two random
singing
strangers
together in the
Fuego in San
bathroom in
Marcos,
Fuego.
Texas, singing "Don't Stop Believing" together.
He like reaches under the stall and we hold hands.
You just see like a lighter like over the
Yeah,
stall, just swaying back
I
and
just
forth.
imagine Trey's like washing his hands, and they're both still kind of humming, and the solo comes on. The dude kicks the stall open and slides on his knees, playing air guitar.
Yeah. Any more tangents before we begin today, guys?
I have one tangent.
Okay, cool.
No,
Let's
your
do
life's
it.
not as interesting as ours.
It is interesting because I'm an idiot.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
Very true.
yeah,
No comment.
Anaheim?
Canada.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
It's been a long year, man. So, a little backstory to this. I have a laptop.
Okay.
It's a pretty powerful like gaming laptop. So, but I don't enjoy playing on a laptop. It's
Rub it in.
very connected. It's very small. So I want to basically just use it as like a computer, run like external.
Video out.
Yeah, just
Sure.
So I've been messing with some settings, whatnot. So I go to sleep. But lately my computer's been making like this noise, like it's like updating or something, even though the computer screen's closed. And I'm like, what? I don't understand why this is
like
happening.
the fan coming on, or is like the Windows sound?
It's a Windows sound.
Got it.
And I'm like, that's weird. That's really weird. And then it happened again yesterday. I was like, why is it doing that? And I haven't needed my laptop since I've tested the whole like Red Dead thing, so I haven't really used it. So then I go and opened it. I was like, I see a little window on there that says your memory space is low. I'm like, what? I realize I've been streaming and recording Red Dead Online for the past like 2 weeks.
Wait, what have you been streaming on?
It was just going to Lightstream.
Oh, it's just going out into the ether.
This whole time.
Wow.
I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. That file was like 400 and something gigs. It was... It's like, I'm an idiot. I've ruined my computer forever. So I'm sure there's damage done somewhere inside.
So
oh my God.
You've been, because you tested that.
It was like 2
weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
Right
when not playing anything, you've been just streaming a blank screen.
Blank screen.
And then you turn on your
recording
PlayStation, and you're picking up whatever the hell you're playing on your PlayStation.
Or
is it just a black screen?
It's just a black screen.
400 gigs of a black screen.
400 gigs of a black screen. Kudos to my computer for the fan. Like, I felt behind it. I was like, surely this thing is melted.
Yeah.
No, it was fine.
Yeah, no.
It was cool. It was good to go. I was like, well, that's good. It was a good test.
Well, now we
So
know
if
we
we
can
ever-
stream for 2 weeks straight.
So
Good to know.
Yeah.
our
So that's why my computer was making a noise.
our 50th episode is coming up. It'll actually come out on the 1st of January.
It may seem like an hour from now.
Yeah, it's not like we're recording them back to back or anything, but it's coming out on the 1st of January, and it's our Game of the Year episode. So part of what I had to do is like homework to do the show notes for it is I had to listen to the Game of the Year episode last year just to see what we talked about, and then I also had to listen to the prediction podcast again just so that I can get all the predictions down.
Oh, God, how wrong we were.
Oh man, it's fun. Listening to like those, because that's episode 1 and episode 3 of the podcast. Listening to those days of Justin, it's just so much fun. Like in episode 1, he says, "Yeah, so PUBG is really cool because there's 100 people and they like introduced a 4-person team mode, so it's 17 teams of 4." And I go, wait. I go, wait, hold on. 17 teams of 4. He's like, yeah, that's 100. I was like, is it 100? He goes, that's like. And there's like silence, just dead silence. And he goes, oh, that's like 25 teams of 4.
It's been a long year since the beginning, guys.
Yeah, it's just, I love it. Just, it's so young and innocent before we had like beat the stupid out of you.
Yeah. At least you guys know it's genuine. Like, it's not
Sure.
a character. It's
Yeah.
just, I'm just gone. As soon as I get into the studio, outside, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like, I feel like it happens more often on mic than it happens
No,
like
because
in,
it happens in D&D quite a bit, too.
okay, maybe it's
That's
just in
fair.
group settings that
Yeah.
you don't do well.
Yeah.
And that's you playing a character. But that's just Justin Lopez seeping into the character.
Yeah.
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 Which Cal's perfect for, so.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah,
It works.
really well.
If you guys haven't listened to us before, we're a podcast about video games. We record weekly, and we are usually up on Wednesdays. Next week, we're taking a break for Christmas, so don't expect an episode on the 25th. But like I said earlier, we'll come back with episode 50 on January 1st, and we'll be talking about Game of the Year, predictions for 2019, going over our 2018 predictions. It should be a fun episode. Actually, like listening back to the episode from last year, that's one of my favorite. The Game of the Year episode and our prediction sections are two of my favorite podcasts we've ever done, just because it's just flat out like video game knowledge the whole time.
Did we do it separate last year?
We did do it separate last year, but
what I
also
thought.
our both of those episodes ended up being like 3 hours long. So I think that's why we had to split it up. So
Good thing we've gotten
Good
better,
luck,
right?
everybody.
yeah,
Hope you're driving to fucking Dallas.
And back.
And back.
yeah. I think they might be.
I know whatever it is.
We start our regular show with the same segment every single week. Justin, what are you playing?
Played some Red Dead.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, I never saw you log online.
Check it.
Not even,
I played it
nope,
yesterday.
Nope, I don't believe you.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
checking right now.
Yeah, while he's pulling that up.
Don't believe you in any way. shape, or form.
Played Red Dead. That was fun. Just messing around on that. Overwatch with Taylor.
Oh, how was that?
It's fun. I hate that game so much, but I love it at the same time.
You say that every time.
You can ask Taylor. I don't know how many times while we're playing it I get irrationally mad and I'm just like, I fucking hate this game.
Justin
Let's
Lopez
go again.
online 10 days ago.
That's not even true.
Sorry, man. You can't fault evidence.
Update your thing.
I literally just opened the app, so it is updated.
Fake news.
Whatever, right there, 10 days ago. Your
That's
little
not
stupid
true.
Sly Cooper thing.
Hey, first of all,
Were you playing online?
leave my avatar alone.
No, he's probably showing offline. That's why.
Ooh, that's right.
Chris, why do all your
I
friends
forgot that's
avoid
right.
you?
I don't know. It's true though.
Because Rich's internet's down now too, right? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, it's something. I think he said something like that. He said his internet went down before he went home for the weekend, and it's still not fixed. So I don't know.
We're all
Boy
just
has
avoiding
more
you.
problems
Me
with
and Rich are
technology.
just playing together.
The
and-
only one who doesn't avoid me is Daniel, but he was in Germany for 4 weeks.
I got to see all those
Yeah,
pictures
but
too.
he came back today finally.
Oh. Did you play anything with him?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's about all I played. What about you, Chris?
I don't want to talk about it.
What'd you and Daniel play?
Nope.
Come
I
on.
played Red Dead Online this week, and it was awesome. Didn't make any progress toward 100% on Red Dead Online. None whatsoever. I mean, not Red Dead Online, the single player.
Single player?
Yeah.
Did you play any story single player, or are you just online?
No, I was just playing online. I didn't have a ton. Just didn't play a ton this week.
I've been busy Christmas shopping. I don't know how
Yeah.
much Christmas shopping I'll have to do, but we have a ton of family, and by we I mean Bree.
Yeah, we don't. We only buy for people we care about.
No.
Literally, like.
See,
I
I
have a shit ton of family too, but we don't buy for everybody.
I do the same.
Yeah.
The problem is Bree cares about everybody.
Yeah, nope, not even close.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then today I played a little bit of Destiny 2.
What was that?
I played a little bit of Destiny 2.
Destiny 2.
Oh, interesting.
I speak Chriswanese.
Yeah.
How was that? How was it seeing your old ex, your old flame?
He hates it, but he loves it.
I fucking love Destiny 2. I love that game so much. And I have fun every single time I play it. I've said this millions of times on this podcast, even though we've only done 49 of them. Millions.
That's not
Well,
true. At this point, we probably
Well,
like
sure, yeah.
200.
Out of 200 episodes, I've said it millions of times. I love Destiny 2. I've loved Destiny 2 back in February 2016 when we started this fucking podcast, or 2015 when it wasn't even out. I loved it because I just knew. 2014, I don't know when the fuck we started this damn thing. 2014.
2015.
2015.
Be 4 years in February.
I love that fucking game. I love it, which is why I am so fucking pissed at that studio for making it the way it is. However, I think the majority of Destiny players are finally starting to speak up. Because even well, no, that's not true. They're changing things. So like this update today made it 100 times easier to get to 600. So like my first drop I got today was, I'm at 583. My first drop I got today was 592. That's a huge fucking increase in light level when compared to old Destiny. So in an hour of me playing with Daniel, because my PlayStation was on most of the day, but it never grabbed the update. So it took fucking 45 minutes to update Destiny 2 because for some reason Bungie has to recopy the entire damn game when they're updating the fucking thing on PlayStation. Because no other game does that.
Because it's all interconnected.
No other game does that anyway. And so the hour I got to play with Daniel, I went from 583 to 588. It's pretty fucking good for
an
an
hour?
hour's worth of play in Destiny. Like, that is really, really good. We had to do old content. Still can't do the Forge. Still can't play content that I paid for back in September that just released, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I still can't play it. Just can't. So I've still got to put the time in to get to that point where I can play it. But yeah, Daniel, like I said, that's a game me and him enjoy playing together. So I think now that maybe I have somebody to play with on semi-regular basis, I might be jumping back into Destiny, at least up until January when Kingdom Hearts comes out, or when Red Dead starts to get some real, substantial updates. Because I just,
You've exhausted it.
yeah, I don't know. Well, I haven't exhausted. Yeah, I guess from a
Content
standpoint, we've exhausted it. But every
But
time,
you could still love it and have exhausted it.
yeah. Every time we log in, seeing Justin get kicked in the face is great.
Yeah.
Rich is
You have
dumb
to
Mexican
you make your
character.
own content
Yeah.
at that point.
But yeah,
like-
I played Destiny today for an hour, and again, I had a ton of fun. But I still I'm very not bitter. Bitter's not a good word. I think really not even disappointed. I'm pissed about what they did to that game. Just pissed.
So right.
Mainly because it's money. Mainly because money was involved. If you did this in a free update and money wasn't involved, it's not a big deal. I get it. But you basically tricked me into paying for content back in September that I can't fucking play. And God, that pisses me off.
I feel like you're the preacher, and I'm like one of the people sitting and
Amen, brother.
like you're saying something, and under my breath I'm like, Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know those people?
God, it's fucking dumb, man.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
It's all right. It doesn't. It won't matter in 2 or 3 months because one of those games is going to be better than
Sure,
Destiny 2.
and then every time I see an Anthem update, it looks really good. Except for now, Anthem. I just learned the other day Anthem's going to have a loot based system like Destiny 2 does. So it's going to be a little annoying. You can't go like, oh, I want this gun. You can't just go to this thing and farm for it. It's like this gun could drop anywhere.
Anywhere?
So Division had
kind of.
Division had a loot based system, but it also had like specific objectives for certain pieces of gear.
Sure.
So maybe Anthem will do that same thing.
No,
too.
yes, that's what I'm saying. They should have, but they're not.
They're not doing that at all.
They're doing the Destiny thing. So like,
because Division was that good mix.
yeah,
Well, 'cause
Division
that's
was
how-
a great mix.
That's how Warframe was too. It was like you can go do these things, and you have a chance of dropping
what
such
you
and
need,
such
right?
material.
But this is what you need to go do to get this stuff.
Yeah.
Same with Division. Like, if you want this exotic gun, you need to go do this raid, or you need to go do this dungeon, or you need to go kill this boss over and over again. That's how you get that weapon. And that's a game that has a giant loot pool. Something like Destiny, who still doesn't have a huge loot pool, you can't do that. So, like, if I want a Misfit, you just play the game, and Misfit could drop anytime. You just don't know when.
Yeah.
It's a little annoying in a loot-based game, and it sounds like Anthem's going to go that way, but we'll see.
Yeah, depends on how it's balanced. Because then sometimes, if it's good, then it's like you get rewarded for doing the things that you actually want to do.
Yeah.
Versus Destiny, where it's like, why am I getting
Sure.
shoehorned into doing these 7 things? Or
I think the reason why it doesn't work with Destiny, and maybe this is exactly how Anthem is going to be, and so it's potentially the same problem. But I think Destiny's problem is that your level is tied to your gear, and so you're ultimately stuck a lot of times using the higher powered thing that's not necessarily better than something else just because there's a higher number attached
And see,
to it.
that's one thing the devs on the Anthem were saying, like, yes, that is something you can run into in Anthem. However, they have a crafting system. So it's
okay.
if I'm trying to get an assault rifle and I just can't get an assault rifle to
You can just
drop,
craft one.
You just craft
And
one.
it'll be like
it'll-
around your
And
your
it will
level.
work until you get one dropping
Okay.
at a higher, which is really great. So they're finding ways to get around the shitty loot-based system that Destiny came up with.
just learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah, 100%.
I have an open heart because I don't, unless like they decide to start breaking off these DLCs, because I'm not dropping $40 for DLC that I don't
That
know
you
what
can't
I'm
play.
getting.
Yeah.
And also
Because you can't play, Trey. You cannot play it.
also just from what Black Armory seems to come with, I don't think 3 of these DLCs are worth $35. I don't think that if they're all exactly like Black Armory, I don't think the content's worth the price.
Sure,
I think
of course not.
This season pass should have been like $20.
Yep.
So I don't know necessarily if I'm going to go back to Destiny anytime soon. So shit, Anthem or Division, one of those two games I feel like I'm going to love.
Yeah, and again, the problem is that for anybody who thinks we're not going to see some sort of Destiny announcement at E3 this year, you're
we
deluded.
definitely are.
You're fucking deluded, and I guarantee you that game is going to be out either September 2020 or maybe even earlier in the year. I don't know why they would break their normal September date. I don't think they will, but I would like to put more faith into Bungie, seeing the backlash of like the whole Guardian transfer from 1 to 2, but I don't think it's going to be a difference. I think we're starting from scratch again. I just have no faith that everything that I'm doing in Destiny 2 right now is going to move to Destiny 3.
But
Like it's just like, why?
My whole thing with that though is I am not opposed to that if you have a new leveling system. The problem with that transfer for 1 to 2, because I was okay with it for 1 to 2, but like looking back on it, there is like really Destiny 2 from a foundational level is no different than Destiny 1. The leveling system,
especially at this point.
yeah, the leveling system is basically identical.
Sure.
So why would you have us jump through that hoop? If you're gonna make us start with a new Guardian, or if you're gonna make our Guardian start from power level 0 again, you need to like completely revamp your leveling system.
I 100%.
If you're
agree
not
with
doing that, then don't waste my fucking time. Just don't.
But don't. It's the veil of illusion, right? It's like from Destiny 1 to 2, it was our same Guardian. It was the Guardian that we started playing back in 2014 when Destiny came out. So it's like the fact that you kind of stripped away everything and nothing that I did in Destiny 1. The 3 years of me playing Destiny 1 mattered not. Same thing with Destiny 2. The same fucking thing's going to happen. So why should I even consider playing your game right now when in a year and a half I'm just going to be playing a new thing? Or maybe I'm not, because maybe I'm not going to give Bungie my money anymore because of all this shit. I don't know. It's
I'm
fucking
kind of
annoying, man.
I'm leaning towards that, which is sad because a lot of the story stuff that
the
they're
stuff
hinting
that's been
towards,
leaking is great.
it's great. It's awesome. It's really fucking cool. But
See, and like Division, we're playing all new agents in Washington. It's like, okay, so everything
And
I
that
did in
makes
Division
sense.
1, it makes sense.
you know what? But you're also not throwing a fucking $200 worth of DLC at me.
Sure, yeah,
That's the
that's
other
true.
problem with Destiny 1 is Taken King, Rise of Iron, the Dark Below, fucking House of Wolves.
Yeah.
Like that's so much money that I spent on that game, and I have nothing to show for it. And
Same thing with Destiny 2. How much have we spent so far? 60 on the base, 40 on Warmind. So that's
60,
and
40, 40, 30,
140, so 100, almost $200 again.
And that's before another expansion.
Yeah, and in a year, we're not going to have anything to show for it because Destiny 3 will be out.
Yeah.
Because Bungie can't create a fucking game that will last for 10 years like they initially wanted to.
You might get a set of emblems. So
Mute my mic, Everett. I'm going to push it. I'm not going to push it.
he was about to throw
I
stuff.
was going to throw my fucking microphone.
I've been playing college finals, which
Yeah.
How'd it go?
good news on that. Actually, they went really fucking well.
Good,
I got
man.
an A, a C, and 2 Bs, and I got a B in my computer science class.
That's a mid-B average, good sir.
Which meant I only missed 3 questions on my fucking final, which I thought was impossible.
Pretty good,
So,
man.
Nice.
Had a really good semester.
First semester back with a mid-B. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's very good. Did you figure out about the whole paper thing about why someone graded your paper like you failed?
No,
and then-
they make paper in Anaheim, Canada.
Gotcha. The one it was like your TL graded it, and he was like,
Oh
"Oh, this
no,
is wrong."
that was just my first test. I ended up getting a B in that class.
Oh, okay.
There's no figuring out.
Yeah.
If a TA grades something,
Well, he
it.
said he was going to talk to a
Also,
professor and
what's a
stuff.
TL?
I had thought about it, but like my grades are high enough.
Oh, not
What the
a
hell's a
TL.
TL?
TA. TL's at my work.
Oh, okay.
I've also been prepping fucking an entire city because I don't know what the party's doing because no one except for Taylor and David have sent me anything about what they want to do when like they have some open world. So I'm like, I just have to prep as much as I think people are going to be interested.
When
in.
did you ask
Oh, I
that?
thought, yeah.
I asked that in the group like last.
No, maybe I
Sunday?
assumed. Maybe I assumed that our home conversations.
Well,
were
you're
enough
different.
of-
You're
yeah.
different, but I still have 5 other players to prep
yeah.
for. So
I assumed you knew what I would want to do.
no, I don't assume. I don't know what you want to do. I have plans, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I've been
Wants to
basically
meet a nice
prepping the whole city.
girl.
Go home, visit family.
Maybe that's something.
Who was
I have
the
planned.
Who was the girl you were trying to hit on? I forgot.
Cassie, the shopkeeper of the
lady.
The apothecary Cassie. Yeah. I wasn't doing it. Cal was doing it. It's different.
Sure.
I want to make this very clear to my girlfriend. I am not hitting on fake half elves.
Fake apothecaries.
Then I've also been playing a lot of Pokemon Go.
That's another game. God damn it.
Yeah.
Niantic just doesn't know how to make a game.
I don't know.
That's all there is to it.
Listen
it's
to
better
our
now.
Game of the Year episode because I might have something to say about it.
Game of the
but-
year. Pokemon Go.
I might quit this podcast if that's his game of the year.
No, not that far.
I might quit. I might quit this podcast if that's his best supported game.
Maybe.
God damn it.
Or maybe not. You don't know.
Tune in January 1st to find out.
And then tune in the next week to find out Chris is gone.
We do have like four or five beefy news items. So you guys want to jump into the news?
Where's the
let's
beef?
get it.
All right, let's do it.
Nobody?
I don't.
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Wendy's
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's a Wendy's commercial.
from like the
1980.
50s.
Yeah, sure. No, it was like the 80s.
I know. You're old. That's the joke.
We get it. First up, Windows Central has reported that the next generation of Xbox consoles has 2 code names, Anaconda and Lockhart. The 2 separate SKUs are said to act similarly to the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. Lockhart is rumored to be the more affordable baseline model that makes the technology more accessible to a wider audience, while Anaconda is a more powerful console for fans willing to shell out more money. Reports indicate that Lockhart is likely to be comparable to the Xbox One X, while the Anaconda is expected to represent the, quote, cutting-edge console experience, end quote. Rumors also indicate that Microsoft could be using a new solid-state drive to help fix loading times. New consoles are expected to release holiday 2020.
Why would they make a new console comparable to the Xbox One X?
Well, because that would be the cheaper model, and they don't want to sell a cheaper model that is worse than the Xbox One X.
But comparable isn't better.
Well, comparable also means that maybe parts are a little bit more affordable, and so
Sure.
so the console can be cheaper.
But it's not going to be any better than the Xbox One X.
It might be slightly better.
But okay, maybe if it's slightly better, but comparable is a terrible word to use. If it was, I don't know if it's your word. No, that was a quote. I don't know if comparable is the word to use then, right? Because if it's comparable, then why do I need to buy it if I already have an Xbox One X? Actually, if you have an Xbox One X, you're probably going to buy the Anaconda because the Anaconda don't want none unless you got.
Yeah, I mean,
There you go. There it is.
I think that's exactly their logic, though, is if they come out next generation and they're like, hey, we have a $300 Xbox box and another $500 Xbox box, the people that all have the S's are going to jump on the $300 one, and that's going to be comparable to an X. Whereas the X people are going to be like, hey, I already shelled out $500 for this. Let me do it again.
Well, no, that's my point. Like, they're not.
Exactly your point.
Oh, okay. They won't. Like if I had an Xbox One X and the Lockhart comes out, it's like I'm not going to spend another $400 on a Lockhart.
But you are going to drop the money maybe for the more advanced one.
Sure, maybe. If I'm an Xbox user, sure, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what they're betting on.
Yeah.
Is this the first time that they would be releasing
Two
two
SKUs
at the same time?
Yes.
I think it would be the first time that
Anyone has.
anyone has. But honestly, like,
Interesting.
Two different hardware.
What are you
No.
referencing?
Oh, well, there's been like PlayStation, two different SKUs. There was a 60 gig, the 80 gig.
Right.
Two separate,
functionally different.
Functionally
Yeah.
different. Yeah. There we go. That's a better word.
Because usually it's like hopefully a year later at least that they release like kind of like
No,
here's a
there's
modified one.
usually this is literally the first generation they've ever done this, where they release a mid-generation jump.
I'm just saying sometimes they don't wait a full year. Sometimes it's like here's the Xbox One S and then here's
you're
here's
talking
an
about
X.
the interval ones.
Yes.
No, yeah, they usually. I mean, Xbox 360 went 7 years, and so I think it was probably. No, you might be right. It might have been a year after that initial white release that black
The Elite.
came out with the 250 hard drive.
Yeah.
I think that you're right. Maybe it was about a year, but we didn't see the Xbox 360S until like maybe 4 years into the life cycle.
Technically, up until this generation, we haven't seen console manufacturer release a SKU of a hardware that is better than the launch console.
Right.
Because like even if you look at the Xbox 360, like there are a couple things that are better. Like the Slim had better fans and
but
had an HDMI port built
but
into
it didn't run
But
Grand Theft Auto 4 better.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
What about like PS2? Was the PS2 Slim better?
No,
The smaller one?
No, like hardware wise, none of them were. None of them did. They didn't run any of the games better. Like they weren't up res or like Grand Theft Auto 3 didn't look better on the Slim compared to the new one. The new one, the Slim, actually, you couldn't put that hard drive on the back of it, so you couldn't play like Final Fantasy 11. What was that online one back in the day?
10?
10? No, 10. It was 11.
It was 11.
Yeah, you couldn't play Final Fantasy 11 on a Slim PS2 because you needed that
The hard drive?
hard drive thing or whatever that was on the back of it. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. It's just dumb. I don't like this. I don't like this whole like here's for the low income families. Here's for people who really want a game hard. Like I don't think I like.
I don't know. I kind of think it's a little smart.
Sure. Oh yeah, I'm 100%. Yeah. It's smart.
You're casting a wider net.
You want more money? Sure. Yes.
Well, I would think though. Here would be my thought process as a Sony or Microsoft executive. I think they shot themselves in the foot by waiting to release another, more powerful version of the same console a couple years later, because they have consumers like us who really like our PlayStations, but really can't justify the purchase of the more advanced console.
Sure.
And you haven't bought an Xbox One X, so you represent that same thing. Ev, do you have an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro? So we're 4 people here who probably play games. Like we're probably on the high end of the percentile of people that play games. And none of us have felt the need to buy the better console.
Sure.
So it seems like right out of the gate they're saying like, oh, let's appeal to those people that would have bought a better one had it come out at the beginning and make them shell out more money up front for it.
Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, I could see that. And well, especially if the more expensive one is, I wouldn't say drastically more expensive, but definitely more high end, because then Now it's like, well, we have this really high-end one. Oh, you can't afford that? Well, here's this more affordable one, which is still the typical same price that a console would be.
It's comparable to the Xbox One X, by the time Leotard what's it called?
Lockhart. Leotard.
By the time Lockhart comes out, price point $400, $399.
Well,
Xbox One X won't be $400. It'll be $299, maybe $199.
I mean, but they're going to do. First of all, they again shot themselves in the foot because the Xbox One X was a way more powerful console than anyone needed right now.
Sure, 100%.
But also, the way they get around that is by pulling that bullshit where it's like, oh, you can only play games on the Xbox 2.
Sure.
The Xbox One X won't play Xbox 2 games. Although I also wouldn't put it past Microsoft. If they're comparable units, I wouldn't put it past them where it's like, hey, these are Xbox 2 games, but the Xbox One X can play them. Just if you can play them.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because they're going this whole pro consumer route. I could see them doing that, but
sure, but pro consumer is not going to sell consoles, unfortunately.
I
don't know though, but they're making a lot of moves like appealing to PC players too.
Right,
and that's not
100%
selling.
are not going to sell consoles.
Well, but I think Microsoft is more looking at the software side of things.
Yeah, sure,
now,
maybe
as opposed to hardware.
Maybe
they're not really focused on console sales.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Maybe, but that means, far future we may not have an Xbox, which means it'll just be Sony and Nintendo, and Sony will suffer.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
everybody would.
Because without
competition drives quality.
I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of the tiered consoles.
We'll see. I mean,
probably because I'm old.
We don't know how comparable it will be to the
right.
One X. So maybe when more details come out.
And technically, Justin did upgrade. He just upgraded to a different system because he's got a Pro.
Yeah, but
so he kind
of.
But
I entered in on that.
He kind of upgraded. That's what I mean. It's like very.
I don't.
There's a caveat.
I don't count that as an upgrade because if that had been a slim Spider-Man console, he would have bought that.
Would you have downgraded from a Pro to a Slim if it was available?
Or I didn't have a Pro.
What?
What do you?
You have a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah.
If there was a Spider-Man console that was just a slim version of the PlayStation 4, would you have gone with that over the Pro? Because it would have been about $100 cheaper.
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He said at the time the only reason why he was buying the Pro is because it was a Spider-Man console.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
I don't regret it, but
the only reason I would have bought a Pro is for the Kingdom Hearts console, but GameStop fucking
have fun with that.
Bent us over backwards and screwed us there hard. God damn it.
Let's get through our big news items, and I want to ask you about that.
Okay.
That's the thing. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has sold over 3 million units since its launch on December 7th, and the Nintendo Switch has officially become the fastest-selling console of this generation through 21 months. So that means in the first 20 months of its existence, it's the fastest-selling console. Through November of this year, Nintendo has been the overall top-selling software publisher in the U.S. This figure does not take into account Smash Ultimate sales. Nintendo also released sales figures for their other games. Mario Kart 8 is at 5 million units. Super Mario Odyssey is at 4.7 million units. Breath of the Wild is at 4 million units. Pokemon Let's Go, this is surprising to me, has sold over 2 million units. Mm-hmm. And Super Mario Party has sold over 1.4 million units. As of October, the Switch has sold a total of 22 million units. I cannot believe Pokemon Go has only sold 2 million units.
What the hell are people playing on their 22 million Switches?
Well, shit.
Fortnite.
You know what?
You might be right.
You might be right.
I cannot, but sure, Pokemon selling that low is fucking...
That's surprising.
That's only 10% of Switch owners have bought Pokemon Go. That's insane to me.
I mean, the total...
Absolutely. 11%. Sorry, 11%.
So the total of all of these games, right, that Smash and every other...
Does it even add up to 22 million?
19.4 million. But you also know that there are people there that have bought all 5 of those games. So that doesn't necessarily mean that there's one per console.
So if you bought Mario Kart 8, more than likely you have bought Odyssey... Let's just generalize, right? Mm-hmm. If you bought Mario Kart 8 at 5 million units, more than likely you've also bought Odyssey, Zelda, Pokemon, maybe Mario Party. And let's go ahead and say...
bought Smash.
You definitely bought Smash. So that's only 5 million. What is 22 divided by 5? Or 5 into 22?
4 point something.
That's not 4 point something, Justin.
It is 4 point something, yeah. It's like 4.4. 4.4.
It would be 4.4.
No, so 5 into 22 is 0.2. So...
What?
I think you
just divided 5 by 22.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right.
Should be 4.4.
5.
Well,
No,
no,
so-
I'm trying to figure out a percentage, so I was right. 5 into 22.
Oh, I see what you're
I
saying.
want a percentage. So 2%. No, sorry.
20%.
20% of Switch owners have bought games. That doesn't make it doesn't that, those
Well,
numbers don't make sense. To
There
me.
was another number on here that I didn't put in here where the eShop has been doing really well. So maybe those sales don't include digital games.
But they do because doesn't they work? Isn't that what MPDs do?
I don't
MPDs can.
know.
I don't
It's so
fucking. Anyway,
confusing.
let's just take this for what we know right now. So let's just say Mario Kart. Only 22% of the Switch install base has bought Mario Kart, which more than likely means they've also bought all these other games.
Yeah, I think that's safe to assume. Nintendo gamers usually buy the majority of Nintendo
So
games.
what the fuck are people playing?
I mean,
That's 88% of fucking Switch owners don't own these games.
I don't know.
What the hell, man?
I mean, that number doesn't include Mario Tennis Aces. We've seen
which
a
is
number
not
for
going to
it.
be fucking 5 million.
We've seen a number for it before. I think it's 2 or 3 million. The last number we saw for it was around there, maybe, or maybe it was like 1.5 million, and it's at 2 million now.
That seems more right. Also, that Pokemon Go number is going to go up after Christmas.
I don't know. I mean, but also like I could see if I was in a family, right, and say I was a dad and I had an older kid and then I had a kid that was maybe 9, 10, and we all played Fortnite, right? With the cross-console Fortnite stuff, I, as a dad, would probably have a PS4 for me and the older kid, and I would definitely buy a Switch for the younger kid. I think Justin's right. But I also think that a lot of people are buying shit digitally, and I think there are a lot of people that are like me and would, if I bought a Switch, the majority of the stuff I'd be playing on it would be
digital. Sure, if these
digital
numbers
stuff.
don't include digital, then it's more understandable. I would have just assumed if 22% of people, 22 million people own a Switch, I would have put at least Mario Odyssey in a 50% category. 50% of Switch owners would have bought Mario Odyssey. I think that is just a given number that should have been a thing.
I think we say this every single time, and I mean, there was a point there where half the Switch owners had bought Zelda.
But that's the thing is Zelda's only at over 4 million units.
I wonder how much pre-owned sales are like eating into this, though.
No,
I don't know.
there's no way.
I mean, you in one of our episodes earlier this year, you talked about the whole mom walking into GameStop mentality when people are figuring shit out. If
Sure,
I'm mom
maybe.
and I walk into GameStop, this happened all the time.
Yeah.
You and I are culprits of
Sure,
doing this.
maybe.
Where mom's like, I want to buy a Switch and I also want to buy a game for Timmy. It's like, well, what does Timmy want? Timmy wants Zelda. Okay, well, we have a new Zelda for $60, or we have pre-owned Zelda for $55. 100% of the time, mom's going to buy
Yeah,
pre-owned
sure,
Zelda.
maybe you're right. I have such a hard time thinking that. It's just super weird that it's Zelda. Granted, Zelda's not as popular as Mario, and it never will be. So that's why I like using Odyssey better. But man, it just baffles me that only 22% of the people own Odyssey. 22, less than that, it was 4 million. So 22, so maybe 18% of Switch owners own Mario Odyssey. I easily would have put that in or even Mario Kart's a better one. That's 22 because like I'm the only one in this room that owns a Switch.
I do.
right?
No, he owns one.
Oh, you own a Switch? Have you bought Mario Kart?
Yes.
Okay. If you own a Switch, would you have bought Mario Kart? Would you have bought Mario Kart if you own a Switch? So maybe I'm wrong because I wouldn't either. Me and Whitney haven't bought it yet.
Yeah,
Not
but
really.
I don't know. I think like
So maybe that's just our group. It's
But
still it's still 20% around.
I think
25%.
It's 25.
I think we represent the minority though. I don't
Sure,
think that
maybe.
the majority of that 22 million are people like us.
That's just fucking crazy, man.
Because even if you look at this room, it's split 50-50.
It's
And
not
even-
split 50-50.
No,
It's split.
as far as like who
Switch
owns a
owners.
Switch.
Oh, who owns a Switch? Yeah, sure.
And
yeah,
also
yeah.
for him, the only reason why he owns a Switch is because his girlfriend bought it for him for his birthday.
It's true.
I don't think you ever would have bought a Switch by yourself. At least
Not
until,
right
like,
now.
a mainline Pokemon came out.
Not until
Okay.
Pokemon or Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But I am right. Of the Switch owners in this room, 50%.
25%.
Nope. Of the Switch owners in this
Oh,
room,
I understand.
50%.
I understand numbers.
all right, here we go.
Anaheim, Canada. Got it.
Epic is being sued by 2 more individuals for using dances that these respective individuals made famous. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that
Yeah,
works.
the way you wrote it is right.
Epic is being sued by 2 more individuals for using dances made famous by each respective person. There you go. The first, actor Alfonso Ribeiro,
Yes,
Okay,
something
cool.
like that.
best known for his role on the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, has filed a lawsuit against Epic Games and 2K Games for allegedly copying his signature dance from the aforementioned show.
It's Carlton. That's not mentioned. Like it's Carlton. Everybody knows the Carlton dance.
Ribeiro's lawsuit claims that the Fresh emote in Fortnite is a direct copy of the Carlton dance. Ribeiro's attorney told TMZ that Epic did not reach out to the actor for permission to use the dance. The second lawsuit is 16-year-old Russell. God damn it,
Dude.
Russell Horning, also known as the Backpack Kid, who is suing the studio for the use of his floss dance. Though the floss dance was only available for players as a one-time reward and could never be purchased, the lawsuit filed by Horning's mother seeks compensation for unspecified damages against Epic and Take-Two for the use of the dance in Fortnite and NBA 2K without permission and without paying royalties. Hopefully all that made sense. I don't know.
I get it.
Two more people. Carlton suing and Backpack Kid suing Fortnite.
Yeah, but the funny
along with two milli.
the funny thing about this though is
Who? Oh, the last week.
Yeah. The funny thing about this, though, is that in all this shit going on, I feel like 2K is flying way under the radar. Because how this is being reported is Backpack Kid and Carlton are suing Epic, but they're also suing 2K.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single headline be like, the Carlton suing 2K. It's funny to me how 2K can just skate by like that.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you're as big a company of Epic as Epic, like you're gonna take the spotlight.
I would argue 2K is bigger.
That's 2K is bigger, but
2K is much bigger.
Fortnite's bigger than
Yeah, 2K is
than
much
everything.
bigger than Epic.
Yeah.
2K publishes Rockstar games.
Yeah, you're true.
2K is
You're
much
right.
bigger.
Also, they publish NBA 2K,
Yeah,
which is
and WWE 2K. And
one of the biggest franchises.
2K games in general, yeah.
Year over year.
I'm interested to see where this goes. We were talking about it earlier. It's like, what do you sue for? Do you sue for likeness? I don't personally think you can sue for likeness because it's like, then Dancing with the Stars can't use the Carlton dance without his permission, or a dance studio can't use the Carlton dance because that's what it's like good for coordination. So they're teaching it. Whatever the circumstance, I don't think you can sue for likeness.
Yeah.
I do think you can sue for intellectual property as long as Backpack Kid and Carlton can get some kind of patent on a dance. That's the part I'm not 100% sure on yet. I don't know if you can do that.
But then, does the actor what's his name?
Carlton.
Does Alfonso?
Carlton.
Did he invent that dance, or
Yeah.
would it be the producers
That
of
was
Fresh
something
Prince
that-
of Bel-Air?
Well,
that was
that-
something that I wondered too. Is who
Sure.
owns that dance? Does
Well, no, you don't.
Alfonso
No,
or does
nobody owns a dance? You can't own a dance right now.
But
you
he
literally cannot own
But
that.
but what he-
that's what we're trying to figure out though, because that
Right.
like essentially what Alfonso is alleging is that he does own the
Sure.
dance. But when you start saying I own something,
you have to have proof that you're the one that invented it /
but
came up with it.
But you also have to look at your contract because technically it could be fucking the studio that produced it. That
sure,
owns the
it's a
Carlton
possibility.
dance.
But that's the thing is like that you can't look at that right now because that doesn't exist. Nobody owns the Carlton dance because you cannot copyright a dance.
But I think it's an interesting thing to talk about because
Sure.
that's what's in
that
question.
is right. That is
Who
the
owns
that is the
this?
crux of the argument.
So if someone's going to step up and say I own this, it's like, well, do you really own it? Because I don't think you do.
well, that's the thing is like again, you can't talk about that. It's not a matter of who owns it yet. It will get to that point. It's a matter of can I patent this thing? That's the question.
But
you
sure,
need to
but that's
ask.
not the question. I don't think that's the question being asked.
Well, that's a question that needs to be asked because that's
Exactly.
what's going to prove whether or not he owns a dance or
But
not.
but
I
even
agree.
then, could this actor could he patent this, or would it be the production company of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
But that all depends, and it all
Right,
comes
it
down
all
to court.
comes down to
because it's
if
like,
you
did
can patent a
Carlton come
dance.
up with the Carlton dance? Did Backpack Kid actually come up with the floss dance? No, I don't think that's where my thing is like, I don't think you can prove that you came up with that dance. How do you prove that you came up with a dance?
Yeah, well, and I mean, but like exactly to your point is that when you start talking about who owns what, you get into this weird territory of these people can sue, sure, but that doesn't mean that they actually have the grounds on which to sue from.
Sure, 100%. Yeah,
because it could be they could come out and say yes, you can patent a dance. Carlton or Alfonso can try to patent the Carlton, but then the production studio for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air could be like, no, sorry, that epic money is ours.
Right. No,
you were under
100%.
contract. We own that.
Right.
Same with the floss dance. It's like, did this kid invent it? Or is there another kid who was like, I have a video from 2002. I'm 6 years old and I was doing the floss dance.
Possibly.
I own it.
That's the whole thing. It's like, it's going to be really hard to do that because it is a matter of, especially the Carlton dance. Is it under some sort of contract? Because a perfect example of this is wrestling talk. Here we go. When the Hardy Boys left the WWE 10, 15 years ago and started doing their own thing, when they became part of Ring of Honor, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy came up with this broken gimmick where he's like this broken Matt Hardy, and it skyrocketed their careers, not in WWE. Like, they were so good, and that gimmick was so good, and it made them so much fucking money, and it was the brainchild of Matt Hardy. But once he re-signed with the WWE, guess who didn't let him take his brainchild?
Ring of Honor?
Ring of Honor. Because he was under contract with Ring of Honor, so everything Matt Hardy did under contract with Ring of Honor owned. Even though Matt Hardy is the one that came up with the Broken Universe, he didn't own it. But that got into a huge legal debacle, WWE and Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor finally folded and let WWE Matt Hardy have it. Because it's like, how do you, as a company, if you didn't invent this, how do you claim rights to something you did not invent?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Most companies, when you're working on them on any project of any sort, you sign really strict legal contracts that say anything that I work on and put forward for this company is this company's
property.
There you go, property.
It said that in the contract. I am your bitch. Yeah. Well, I've been on film sets and stuff, and I've signed these things, and typically it does.
Lopez, I'm an actor.
But typically it does say like you basically give them permission to use this in whatever way they want.
Sure.
So I have a feeling if Alfonso does end up winning his lawsuit, whoever produced Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is definitely going to swoop in and take that.
Hopefully Alfonso can hire a good enough lawyer that can read that contract and determine whether or not he actually has grounds to sue. To me, though, there's obviously a question here that we need to figure out, and I think it's worth figuring out the question. I had two thoughts from this. First thought was, it's interesting that Bungie isn't facing any of this. That makes me think that Bungie's probably, because the Carlton is in Destiny 1, and the Floss Dance is in Destiny 2. So that makes me think that maybe Destiny is doing the right thing and reaching out to the people they think have created it.
Either that or Destiny only has 1 million players, so it's not even on Alfonso's radar.
I mean, that's definitely the case. Yeah. But I feel like if I was Alfonso's lawyer, I would be like, we're going to get it for
everything.
Every reference.
Yeah, absolutely.
The second thought I had about this is that, again, there's a question we need to figure out the answer to, but I don't feel like either of these. I feel like these people are just piling on. I don't feel like it's a thing where like anyone actually cares. I think it's a thing where people see dollar signs.
Yeah, Everett brought that up, and we were talking about that before you got here. I get it. I see that. But at the same time, it's like, if I'm Alfonso, if I'm Carlton, and I came up with this thing that I made popular and I have created, I don't think I'd want people using it either without some sort of reimbursement. I don't know.
Or just asking.
Or just ask, sure. You know? Or just ask. Maybe Carlton doesn't want to make any money off this thing. Maybe he just wants like, hey, can we use your Fresh Prince dance?
Because that's something I noticed in reading some of these articles, was that it wasn't necessarily, at least this was the wording. Obviously, there could be other things behind it, but it wasn't necessarily they're using it without reimbursing me. It was they're using it without my permission.
Sure, and that kind of goes back to what the article said, is that Carlton or one of them is not the Horning's mom. Since the floss dance wasn't purchasable, there's no money damages, but they're looking for unspecified damages against Epic and Take-Two. So it was like, what is that damage? You didn't damage your son's
it's a
likeness.
free-to-play game with a free emote.
What exactly are you suing on? Because you can't sue for money because they didn't make money.
Yeah.
So what damages are you suing for exactly? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Carlton, they made I'm sure, dude, if I could buy the Carlton dance in Destiny 2, guess what I would buy? I fucking love that dance. I think it's hilarious.
It's great. Iconic.
But yeah, like I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. It's weird. This is just step one in the freaking downward slope of Fortnite.
I see both sides of the argument, but I also don't know if I want to be in a world where like we can just copyright everything. Like, at what point does it become ridiculous?
Sure,
You know,
I agree with
like
you.
this is it's a touchy situation.
That was the driving argument behind What's in a Meme. Like that
Yeah.
episode of Twin Stick Radio we did. Is that
Yeah.
like, I think there are some things that should be culturally acceptable for
Sure.
everyone to use.
But
And it's crazy that it's potentially going to come down to whatever a panel of judges, whatever people determine in this case is right or
Jurors.
wrong. Panel of judges.
jurors.
Actually, it's a civil court, so it would be the judge.
Oh, you're right. There's no jurors. Look at that shit.
Damn. So,
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's not a panel. Just one.
it can be appealed, but that doesn't mean that the appeal is gonna,
Right.
have any grounds.
Because this could set a precedent for stuff in the future.
I
as well.
agree to you. I agree to you to an extent. I think it'd be ridiculous if somebody had to Well, everything in this room right now, literally, every single thing in this room is patented.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing. There's not one thing in this room right now that is not patented except for us. You can't patent a human.
Not yet.
Sure, but if it gets to that point, now we're a little crazy. But that's where it's like, now it's that weird thing. It's like, you can patent music because you have to, because you made it. That's something you made. And if it's a dance that you have made, and for some reason you feel like it's going to become the dance of all dances, I don't see any reason that you couldn't patent it. Does it sound ridiculous? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But it's just,
But the thing about a dance, though, I think the thing that makes it different, and I don't know why I'm so like averse to this and why I can't see anyone's side about this, but a dance is not a product. You don't sell a dance. There is no individual monetary gain to be gained off of just a dance move.
sure.
A song you can sell. You can sell a guitar. You can sell a phone. You can sell a computer.
You can package it.
You
It's
can
a thing.
package it. It's a thing that you can sell and
Sure.
get money for. You cannot sell
It's
a
not.
dance.
So yeah, I get your argument.
And
now.
so,
a dance is not a physical thing. It's not a
Exactly.
physical product.
But now with
So
games,
music
it
technically
is.
isn't a physical product, but it is a product that
you can sell.
Yes.
And so for me, it's like you're saying that you deserve monetary gain and damages from this. There was no monetary loss because up until Epic, no one was selling. Well, I mean, up until Bungie or World of Warcraft,
Yeah.
no one was selling
No,
a
not
fucking
WoW.
dance.
Well, no, that's not true. WoW does a Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah, people weren't selling dances before video games. So like, what are you losing? I don't know. It's just interesting to think about this. I think.
I'm gonna patent the handshake.
It's new territory, man.
Yeah.
It's brand new territory. That's why I think it's really hard for you to not understand. It's really hard for you to see patenting something that can't be bought. Like, I think if dances has been patented since you were born, you'd see it completely differently, of course, right?
Yeah, and I think the counter argument are these people that would be like, well, what about YouTube channels that are copying videos and stuff? Well, it's like even if you're copying someone else's video, that person is losing money. There's a monetary value to that video being posted on YouTube. There's nothing like that for dances. Drives me crazy. Ugh. All right, this story here is just my life. I am so excited about this. When I saw this today, I was just giddy. Buckle up though, it's a long ride. Using the newly launched My PS4 Life from Sony, a Reddit user called Gamstat may have discovered a way of reverse engineering player counts from trophy percentages to figure out how many people have played specific titles on PS4. My PS4 Life is a web page that will create a unique video for you revealing interesting stats, such as how many hours you've dumped into certain games and how many hours you've dumped into your PS4 in general. It will also provide a variety of different trophy insights. Gamstat has pointed out that the My PS4 Life videos tell users exactly how many other users have earned a particular trophy. Combining this number with the trophy percentage can give a fairly decent estimation on how many users have played a specific game. As a result, or as an example, Gamstat used Fallout 76's Photo Bomber trophy. 33,764 users have earned the trophy through the PS4 website, and the trophy says that 8.3% of all Fallout 76 owners have earned the trophy.
Bullshit.
If you take the 33,764 and divide it by the trophy's percentage, 0.083, that equals 406,795. The user said the same trick can be done with virtually every PS4 game, but it cannot be too rare of a trophy, or the total number will not be close to accurate.
Can I stop you real quick? So that's literally saying, so 8% of the people haven't even made it out of the vault. Because that's what you literally create a character in the photo bomber trophy. That is the character creation. So when you pop Fallout 76 open, you create a character, take a picture, bloop, photo bomber trophy happens. So you're telling me only 8% of people who have bought Fallout 76 have even turned the damn game on.
Or only 8.3% have updated their trophies since unlocking it.
So they're not online.
Or they just haven't updated, because that happens to me all the time. Where I get a trophy and I don't update for a couple days, and so on my profile,
But
the
don't
trophy
your trophies
doesn't show up.
automatically update?
No, you have to
yours
open up the
don't?
trophy app.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in order for your trophies to sync to the website, you have to open up the trophy app.
I have mine. Mine sync automatically. I know I've chosen for my shit to sync automatically.
Is the photo bomber trophy?
It's literally the first thing you get when you literally start Fallout 76 and you hit new game, and it's boom. You're creating a character, make your character, take your picture
photo
for your
ID.
ID,
Yeah.
and that's the photo bomber trophy.
Oh, okay.
8% of people who bought Fallout 76 have even just done that.
Are you sure that's that trophy?
Yes.
Or, like,
let me
100% sure?
can we keep going? I'm going to double check. So I'm
Might
not
be
wrong.
like that. Might be
Shut
like
up,
taking a
Rich.
picture with friends.
I mean, shut up, you.
What?
Yeah. Man, you're old.
GameStat has posted nearly 100 game estimates so far on a website and clarified that the actual estimation dates are most likely somewhere between November 20th and December 4th, 2018, which does skew the proper estimated number of both older games and newer titles. There are specific issues to keep in mind with any of the estimations, which could cause inaccuracies.
I'm sorry. The photo bombers take 20 photos.
Okay, cool. Such as some
that
of
makes
the
more
numbers are only regional and not global. If a player started a game on their profile but didn't go much further with the game, copies of the game could be shared and therefore multiple trophies could be connected to the same copy. Privacy settings within the trophy settings in the game itself, limited editions of games with different sets of trophies available, and the very limited time frame of the gathered numbers. Here are some global estimations on some titles. Grand Theft Auto 5, it's estimated that 51.7 million users have played that game. FIFA 18, 32.5 million. Call of Duty World War II, 24.6 million. Black Ops 4, 9.23 million. Call of Duty Ghosts, 12.6 million. Battlefield 4, 13.9 million. Minecraft, 25.6 million. And there are tons of others. Red Dead Redemption 2 says 6.1 million people have played it on PS4. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, these numbers are not exact.
No, but I think the 20 photos makes more sense at 8.3.
Yeah.
But can't you do that without this thing? Can't you
No,
just go to
because
your
you
trophy
don't-
list?
Because you can see the percentage of people in
And
the
they
game,
can't-
but you don't have any numbers.
You
to
don't have a
tie
number to
it.
divide by.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
I would like to see how many. Now I just want to see like everything. Like see how many people.
Why would
have
you
actually,
not do like the first, like the photo ID, like the
Well, I don't know.
first
What,
one?
we don't know what that percentage is now. That wasn't the same trophy.
It was just
No, but I'm saying like, why would you?
we could. I mean, if
I think
well,
if we
like,
had
why
the
would
time
he
to
use
go-
that as the example? I guess is what I'm asking.
because the video because the video picks specific trophies to show you. So in his case, it picked this trophy,
I understand.
and not necessarily the one walking out of the vault.
Okay, I get it.
And chances are they're probably purposely picking trophies that have a lower percentage on
Sure.
it because that would impress you more. Like, look, Chris, you got this platinum in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and only 2% of players have gotten that.
2.8.
Yeah,
Xbox.
that was
did,
just a fucking estimate. too.
Xbox did kind of the same thing too
think.
for Christmas.
Yeah, but see, I'll be interested to see how much if Sony, God, gets in any trouble for this, because if I was Bethesda, I would not want exact numbers of Fallout 76 to be put out there. Like that's information that
Especially when technically you've only sold 400,000 copies on PS4.
yeah,
So maybe the same amount on Xbox One.
shit.
And then less on PC. So,
I-
you've just breached a little over a million.
I would guess both. I would guess Xbox is probably at 3 or 4 million, and then PC is probably at 3 million. So you're looking at just hitting a million at that
3
point.
million?
I would
You
guess
mean-
so.
Wait, I'm confused.
I'm confused as well. You think people playing Fallout, there's 3 million
I'm sorry,
people.
300,000.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Sorry. Well, I don't know what is wrong with my
don't
fucking
know what's
speech
wrong with you
center
either.
today.
It's been a long
I
year.
would have said that Fallout 76
Yeah.
sold better on Xbox than it did on PS4
I
because it was the exclusive content is Xbox.
That was the place to play. kind of thing.
I don't think that affects anything. I think that the user. I think
Oh, it
when you-
100% does. Destiny sold better on PS4.
Well, but that's a moot point though, because PS4 has so many more units out there than the Xbox One.
Sure. I was going to say Red Dead probably sold better on PS4 as well.
Probably did, because there's so much more
Actually,
out
you know
there.
what? Maybe not.
I would guess
Because it looks the best on Xbox One X.
I would guess in almost every case when you're looking at a third-party title, it sold
it's
more on PS4.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it does. I don't think it matters where you marketed
What
it.
was the number for Red Dead that we got? 12 million?
We got 11 million for the launch weekend.
11 million for launch
I don't
weekend.
think we've gotten an updated number.
And only 6.1 are on PS4?
That was also between, what were the dates?
December 4 or
November 20th through
and
December 4th.
But still, I would expect that number to be slightly higher. Again, it's
me
not
too.
it's not 100% accurate.
No, but it's the closest we'll ever get because video game companies suck.
Yeah, because this is super important information that means something. I can't tell you what it means, but it means something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just fascinating to me. I'm so happy that happened. I want to go through this website like later and just kind of look through
Just go
everything.
through everything.
51.7 million on Grand Theft Auto 5.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I mean at 90 million units, 90 million PS4 units sold, over half are on PS4.
That's crazy. I hadn't thought about it like that.
It's a lot, man. That is a fucking lot.
And then factor in PC
There's no
too.
way does it count take into account PS3 trophies? It doesn't, does it?
I don't think it does.
What the fuck? How the fuck did they sell 51 million fucking units on PS4?
But how many of those are shared copies or pre-owned copies?
Sure, but okay, fine. Yes. But even then, there's still 51 million people have played Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4.
I'm not trying
It's
to
fucking crazy.
I'm definitely not trying to downplay it. I mean, like you said, if we're thinking about an estimated 90 million units out there, over half of every PlayStation 4 owner
owns GTA 5
or has played it, which
in
is
some way, shape,
just
or
as
form.
impressive.
Fucking nuts, man.
It's crazy. All right, quick saves.
Some of the English in this might not be very good.
That's right. It's not like my English is so much better. Media Molecule has confirmed the Dreams beta for PS4 is finally launching this week to subscribers of their newsletter, though the general public won't have access to it this year.
That game hasn't come out yet?
No.
Oh.
A second playable character, Riku, has been confirmed for Kingdom Hearts 3. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts 3, the entire game leaked online.
Boo.
Literally, the entire game is leaked online.
Yeah, I saw that. I
And,
knew that was one of the things I missed.
People are
after I
people are
texted you.
spoiling the shit out of it too. They're
Have
like,
you been spoiled yet?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
good.
Again, but I don't care.
I would care about this.
I mean, there's not
It's
a
been over a decade in the.
there's
in
not
the
a lot
brew.
that you can spoil in Kingdom Hearts that I already don't like have an idea that this is going to happen. Unless like Donald dies, which you can't. They're not going to. Disney is never going to let that fucking happen. Disney is never going to let one of their IPs die. Period. It's just not going to happen.
He might die for a second.
I mean, if they were to let one of their IPs die, Kingdom Hearts is the place to do it.
Sure, but it's never.
like permanently? Like-
yeah, they're never.
No,
gonna do
not
that.
permanently. Like,
No, just in the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Yeah,
Because we
I
thought
get you.
Goofy was dead in 2 for that minute when you had to go fight the Thousand Heartless, which made that moment even cooler. But then he's
Such a
all,
cool scene.
yeah. But then he's all, "Gorsh, guys, I'm sorry."
Gorsh.
I'm sorry." It's like,
Gorsh, Sora.
yeah. I thought you were dead, you piece of shit. If I call your name after you get hit in the head with a giant rock, you fucking answer me. Period.
Yuck.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Sorry, Sora.
Sora.
Red
We're
Dead
gonna
Online's-
fight with the power of friendship.
They never say that.
No, I know, but that's something Goofy would say
No,
in
it's
Kingdom
not.
Hearts 3.
No, it is not.
Red Dead Online's microtransactions are live in the game. $10 nets players around 30 gold bars, and that increases up to $100, getting players 350 gold bars. For context, 30 gold bars can buy 1 leather duster or 2 low-end guns in-game. High-level horses cost anywhere from 50 to 150 gold bars.
It's about right. I was talking to Daniel about this. It's ridiculous that a coat costs as much as 2 guns.
Yeah. It's
Whatever.
It's still not there.
Well, it's there because the coat looks badass and Rockstar knows it. That's the thing. Is Rockstar is putting a higher price on shit that they know people are going to want to buy. Mm-hmm. So, a leather duster, which looks super badass, being 30 gold bars, which is equivalent to about $10, isn't isn't out of the realm of possibilities. However, when you compare it to being able to purchase 2 low-end guns, now it's like, well, that's really dumb.
The problem is, or the reason I think that the internet is freaking out right now about this, the gold bar to money ratio, is because there's not a whole lot in the game, so it becomes very apparent whenever you can compare things as easily as that. Whereas like GTA, you could spend a lot of money on shark cards, and it takes a shit ton of money to get, let's say, a yacht.
Sure.
A yacht that you can't drive.
Sure.
That you just decorate, and it's just an apartment.
You can't drive a yacht in GTA?
No, you just pick the location.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's just an apartment in the water.
But I think you nailed it, though. I think the issue is that people are comparing it to GTA Online, where the price of one coat in GTA Online is only a fraction of the shark card you're buying. Whereas in Grand Theft Auto, that's $10. Or Red Dead Online, that's $10.
Well, one of the other things people, at least on the Red Dead Redemption subreddit, are comparing to is like $20 gets you like 55 gold bars or something like that. $20 is the price of the Witcher 3's wine and whatever that expansion.
The Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine. Like when you compare that, it's like $20 expansion compared to 55 gold bars. It's like, 50. That's Rockstar's ridiculous, but you can't. That's a super unfair comparison.
Yes, it's a stupid comparison because like if you start breaking down all microtransactions, like how a bundle of like what 5 loot boxes
and Overwatch
is like $20.
Something like that. Yeah.
So and that's even worse because there's a chance you're going to walk out with nothing
or repeats of shit you already have. Yeah. So, and there are people that would happily spend that during events.
Right. And that's the thing is like, you know, the crusade against microtransactions is still here and it's never going away, except I don't think people are fighting the right fight. Like, I just don't think they are.
Well, I mean, but also no one's forcing you to buy any of this shit.
It's very true. You're not.
That's the biggest issue that I have with it is that the fun of Red Dead Online is not determined by how much money you spend on gold bars.
Right. True. Especially when I was telling you earlier, the difference between a gun that costs $600 and a gun that costs $50 is nothing.
Especially in
there's
online.
barely any difference whatsoever. So there's no pay to win aspect in Red Dead Online whatsoever.
Yeah.
If people want to spend, I spent 30 gold bars on that duster, but they also gave us 30 gold bars for free for playing the beta and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I spent, I essentially, you know, free $20. I basically spent $20 on a coat in game,
and
and that was my choice to spend that.
Yeah.
I hate the argument of, well, it would cost.
Or $10, whatever.
It'll cost $600 if I wanted to buy everything. And it's like, okay, but like no one like. Don't buy everything.
Don't buy everything.
People throw that all the time. Like, well, microtransactions, I would have to spend $1,000 to get everything, or this much money. It's like, but that's not the point. You buy what you want.
And again, at least in Red Dead Online, like it's hard for me for any of these to hold up because not only can you pay with gold, but all of the shit in game is purchasable through in-game currency. Just play the damn game and you'll get it at some point in time.
And you can earn gold.
Yeah,
gold is not like you.
Anyway,
I think we all agree the witch hunt is dumb.
It's extremely dumb.
But I do like this meme of like comparing prices
also,
to
before
Witcher.
we move forward, I had tweeted somebody in a Twitter thread the other day. Some YouTuber was like, if you buy gold in Rockstar Online, you're stupid, or you're an idiot, or whatever it was. And one guy agreed with him, and another guy came in and was like, actually, it's my money. I can spend it on whatever the hell I want.
Boom.
That guy came back again and was like, yeah, but you're stupid for doing this. And I jumped into this random conversation. It's like, yeah, but that's your opinion. And the fact that you are stating that this other man or this other person is stupid is making a gaming community toxic. And that's worse than people spending money on microtransactions. I said, fight the good fight. I'm not a fan of microtransactions either, but I pay for them because I make my own money. I make money and I spend my money the way I want to spend my fucking money. Would I rather not do that? Sure, but I really like the fucking coat, so I bought it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But also,
it's like, don't fucking call people stupid for wanting to spend their money the way they want to spend your money, especially when you're the one spending, $300 a month on Taco Bell, or you're the one fucking, spending way too much money on video games when you shouldn't be, or you're the one, golding people on Reddit, because apparently that's real money, right? Is that giving people real money on Reddit? You're the one spreading gold on Reddit. That's where your extra income goes. What the fuck, dude? That's just throwing money into the internet. Yeah, but that's ridiculous.
But more importantly, who the fuck cares what anyone else is doing?
Sure.
Like, that's the thing I don't think people understand. You know something I would never do? I have no interest of ever playing a halfling monk in D&D. That doesn't make anyone who would want to play a halfling monk stupid because they don't agree with me.
Yes, it does, Everett.
But literally, like, that's something I'm not interested in.
Sure.
But that doesn't make it dumb.
Sure.
I would never play a fucking furbolg. I think they're fucking ugly. I'm not judging Taliesin Jaffe because he's playing a furbolg. It's that same sort of mentality where it's like, why does it matter what anyone else is doing with anything? You can sit there and have an opinion about something and say, I think this is stupid. I don't like this. I would never spend money on this. But, like, don't fucking take your own opinions and start judging other people.
Well, so
Preach. Amen.
So, in your instance, it doesn't affect their D&D game. In this instance, it does affect their Red Dead Online experience, because if people are going to spend money on microtransactions, Rockstar is going to be like, people are spending money on microtransactions. Let's keep it going. And to the other side's really toxic community's point, it's like, well, now they're just adding more microtransactions, which I'm not willing to spend money on. But there's your crux. You're not willing to spend money on it, so shut up.
Yeah,
like that's it's affecting your sure, it is affecting your gaming experience, but there's other games out there that it's not.
Two counterpoints. Counterpoint number one: no one should be surprised because it's been this way with GTA Online for 5 years.
100%. Yeah.
This is not new. Rockstar's been doing this for 5 years. Get over it.
Yep.
Counterpoint number two: there are other games.
100%.
Go play something
else.
else.
I said, 100%. If Red Dead Online is not the experience you're looking for because you feel like it's plagued with microtransactions, you don't have to play it, man. It's like I don't have to play Destiny.
Yep.
But you will.
Yeah. Damn it.
2019. Just worry about your damn self.
Kanye wants to meet Hideo Kojima. That's all.
Yep. I don't understand that. That was a really funny Twitter conversation. He's all, hey, I'm in New York. Anybody hook me up with Hideo Kojima? And Jeff Keighley was all, I gotcha. And that was the end of the conversation. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Would you like to know my theory?
Does it have to do with Trump?
No. What?
Sure.
Okay. So in Red Dead Redemption Online, there is a D'Angelo song, which has like reignited people's love for D'Angelo because he's fucking awesome.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of like reigniting his career a little bit. I think Kanye wants to make a song for Death Stranding because he thinks it's going to reignite his career.
I would argue that Kanye's career does not need to be reignited.
Kanye's a Trump supporter. He's lost a lot of fans. A lot, Justin.
He's lost a lot of vocal fans, but whenever he drops an album, let's see how many people download it and listen to it and play
also,
it.
Sure.
He's a musician. His music does well. He doesn't have to do shit as a person.
Is he a musician?
I mean,
He raps. He's a rapper.
He's pretty.
Well, I mean, Kanye has the biggest ego. If he sees someone else doing successful in a video game, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to do it too."
That's what I think.
Even if he doesn't necessarily need it.
That's not what you said.
Well, no, I was just.
You've changed your mind.
Yes.
Last but certainly not least, trainer battles are now available in Pokemon Go. They consist of tapping the screen repeatedly until you beat your opponent to death.
Yeah, they're not fun.
Also,
no, they're not fun at all.
Oh no, they're not fun. Also, the holiday event started today, so you get double candies and a bunch of cool other stuff. Ice Pokemon are out, so if you've been really wanting to Weavile and you're super close like I am, now's a good time to go out and search for Sneasels.
Trainer battles literally consist of choosing a Pokemon that has really fast moves, and that's how you win. Hands down.
The problem is I have Pokemon with really high CPs, so even going into like the max, like any CP that you want, I just destroy the trainers that you go against.
Well, that's my point being is that Whitney and I tried it a few different times and
against each other,
she was choosing pretty high level CP stuff, Tyranitars, Metagrosses, high level CPs, and I was using literally my Alakazam, who was like 2400 and never got knocked out. Would you like to know why?
Because it's fast.
Because Alakazam's moveset is extremely fast. So I was getting more hits on Whitney than she could get on my Alakazam in 3 fucking rounds.
Because that super doesn't matter if you don't have time to charge it. If you can get them
100%.
down before,
I got, in the time it took her to get 1 super off, with my Alakazam, I'd get 3 off.
there you go.
And if that's what trainer battles boil down to, shame on you, Niantic. Shame on you for this shitty battle system. Shame.
Shame.
Fucking
Ding,
Niantic
ding,
doesn't know how to
ding.
make a game. Period.
Shame.
I don't know
Ding.
that. I don't agree with that. I think that Pokemon Go is not perfect. It's never been perfect. But I think Niantic has done a really good job of listening to community feedback and changing things over time.
Adventure Sync has saved that game for me.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be playing that game without Adventure Sync. I think Niantic is going to make some changes to trainer battles, and I think this is more of a beta than anything else because they do that with literally everything they release, and then they refine it over time.
Sure.
So,
But raid battles still consist of doing this.
yeah, I mean, but I don't know.
New Pokemon, because that one got knocked out.
Done.
But stop it. Oh, we get the point. But I don't know. Like, I don't know that necessarily affects like anything really. I think that I think it only matters now because it's competitive. Before it wasn't directly competitive, so it didn't matter that it was entirely lame.
Sure,
it was lame.
Matters very much now because it is competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is not going to fly with competitive
feel
natured Pokemon players.
Well, I mean, let's be real though. Like, unless Niantic just goes back to what Pokemon is,
Which would be great.
It would be great. Like, because honestly, like, in some ways, like, the idea of Pokemon Go being the standard for which people are like battling on in competitive scenes, that's kind of a cool idea. But I think they've dug themselves into an interesting corner. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years that changes, where it's just like, I think Pokemon Go is going to be bigger than every Pokemon game for the rest of the time until Pokemon Go shuts down.
Sure, of course, 100%. You can't not dispute that.
Yeah, so if I was
It's
the
just-
Pokemon company
it's a
or
mobile
Niantic,
game.
I would want to get this being the main thing people are talking about.
Right.
Sure, but it's never going to boil down from this.
It might.
I
don't
think
know.
it will. Hasn't happened yet. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, they combined the two well with Let's Go, so
Yeah,
maybe
but
they can bring some of
Niantic
that.
didn't make Let's Go. Game Freak did.
Yeah, but I could see Game Freak and Niantic working together on Pokemon Go.
But Niantic had nothing to do with Pokemon Let's Go. Like nothing. Other than the fact they had the idea of the little blue
Right.
that was throwing the Pokeball. Niantic had nothing to do with Pokemon Let's Go.
Well, I mean, both of the games had the same game director.
Sure. But Niantic as a company had nothing to do with Pokemon Let's Go. Other than the fact that they're integrated
Right.
in some way, shape, or form. So maybe on that end, the back end of the game, sure, they probably had some, here's this code, here's that, but they had nothing to do with the development.
The
of
reason
Pokemon
why I
Let's
brought
Go.
that up wasn't to say like, oh, of course Niantic is involved, but if I'm the guy that's directing Game Freak's Pokemon games and I'm directing Niantic's Pokemon games, I'm going to want to increase the quality of what Niantic is doing. And honestly, like,
Sure, yeah.
And I think
if Game Freak has that pull, absolutely.
Didn't the director of Game Freak just quit? Or not quit, but retire?
I didn't say the director of Game Freak. I said the director of Let's Go and director of Pokemon Go. But you know, I think to Pokemon Go's credit, like a lot of the changes that have been made this year have been pretty significant and they've been worthwhile. Again, if that's like the biggest issue you have with the game compared to how it was
there's
at
way
launch,
more issues.
compared to
I have
how
with
it
that
was
game.
at launch and last year, I don't.
But the issue is, I still have the same issues that I had with the game when it first launched.
Well, I think you're also never going to be happy unless it's just like the DS games.
Very true.
Which I don't mean as an insult, but like you're the type of
very
person that enjoys the training and breeding and IV aspect of the game, and that's just Pokemon Go is the most casual experience. It's not for the hardcore min-maxers.
The most unuser-friendly experience ever.
I think it's gotten better.
Still the most unuser-friendly experience ever.
While we have Mad Chris here, do you want to talk about the Kingdom Hearts PS4?
No, because it just makes me real mad.
No, let's do it. Let's end it on that mad note. In the year, the way it should
In the
end.
year angry. Let's go out of this year the way we came into it, mad.
Guns blazing.
So, like earlier last week, the internet blew up with like, here's the Kingdom Hearts PS4. We're finally officially announcing it. And here it is. It's beautiful. It's a Pro. It's $399. Comes with like the deluxe edition of Kingdom Hearts. Gorgeous fucking game. Gorgeous fucking console. Especially if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan. So what's the first thing I do? Hello, GameStop? Yes. Are you taking pre-orders for the Kingdom Hearts PS4 Pro? No, we are not. Why not? Because it's online only. It's like, oh, you guys are pulling that shit again. And she goes, excuse me? Never mind. Don't worry about it. Hang up. Jimmy from Seguin, good friend of mine. Jimmy, can you pre-order the Kingdom Hearts PS4? He's like, no, bro, you can't. It's only online. Why are they doing that? Jimmy comes with a straight answer, because it's a GameStop exclusive console.
No, it's not.
It's not. There is one releasing from Sony only in Japan, and the only way to get this console in America is through GameStop. That's why I'm so fucking mad.
Trying so hard to stay relevant.
That is why I'm so fucking mad. You can get the console through Sony, but guess what fucking region it's going to be locked to?
Japan.
Are PS4s region locked anymore?
I don't know if they're region locked.
I don't think they are anymore.
But you can get one through Sony, but it's going to be Japanese and all this other shit.
Yeah.
Game's going to be Japanese. Everything's going to be Japanese.
Be a mess.
Yeah.
Who wants
well,
that?
not a mess. It's just like you have to do whatever you got to do to get it all Americanized.
So what's the Americanized?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
You have to wait a couple.
put a
You have to wait a
cheeseburger in
couple years. It goes and gets its green
exactly,
card.
Exactly.
It takes a test.
In the meantime, it's a work visa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's
It's a whole thing.
people are
Why don't you
calling
just
every
marry
day.
it? Let's just skip all the
You
bullshit.
just skip the bullshit and marry it.
So,
Anyway,
so what's the big deal? I guess about ordering it online. I'm missing that part.
because
it's
I mean, as far as I know, the reason why you don't like ordering online is that you're placing a pre-order, but you're not putting any money down.
Right.
And then when the console is ready to ship, it pulls that flat amount out of your account.
straight out.
So you can't pay it over time.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Also, a lot of it has to do with paying the bulk sum just right off the bat. Because like a lot of people, it's like, man, can we pay the bulk sum? Sure, probably, but that's just a really shitty way to do business. So because I already hate ordering shit online in the first place. But that goes into the worst part about this is that as soon, dude, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. Okay. Mm-hmm. They dropped a trailer. They showed this thing. It's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning, Justin. I call GameStop at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, 4 hours later, and they tell me this. So guess what I do? What's the first thing I fucking do?
Go to pre-order it.
I go online, gone. All of it's gone. Because it's fucking online, and guess what scalpers do, Justin? They buy fucking 20 of them so the rest of us can't get it.
Well,
same thing that fucking happened with the Fallout 76 Power Armor. Dude, when they announced it at E3, we checked within the hour and it was gone. Because fucking people went out and just bought all of them because they knew they can.
Well, I mean, on the bright side, though, if it's anything like the Power Armor Edition, they're gonna have stores.
Sure, and that's exactly what I told the girl at New Braunfels. I triple checked again. And they're like, oh no, it wasn't New Braunfels. We were in it was a totally new GameStop. We went to North Star Mall in San Antonio, and I checked with those guys. And he even said, he's like, yeah, it's only online. I was like, okay, I just wanted to double check, man. I appreciate you checking for me. Blah 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 blah. And I said, I even told him, I was like, you know what's gonna happen. He goes, what? I was like, launch day is going to happen, and you're just going to have a shit ton of them sitting in the back, period. He's like, I'm not so sure, man. I was like, dude, I've been to 3 GameStop so far, and there's Power Armor Editions just sitting in their stores. He's like, yeah, but that's people who cancel the pre-order. No, it's not.
Because there weren't any pre-orders.
You didn't let people pre-order it. Those are extra fucking copies that you guys had that you could have let people pre-order.
Well,
because they got shipped to your fucking store.
Yeah, that you held on to because you wanted people to come to the store, but no one expected that game to be shit.
Can you tell Jimmy just to hold on to one?
No, because we still need to pay for it. We can't pay for it anymore because they're sold out. They're gone. They were sold out that morning, dude.
So why? Maybe you guys don't know the answer to this. Why does GameStop not have a system in place to where you can put a down payment online? Because
that's not guaranteeing a purchase for them.
Because
that's not guaranteeing their money right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
If I pay them $400 right now, they're guaranteed for that money. I can't take that back.
Surely they could do some sort of
a
sign up plan, like with like a card, like you put your card on file.
But a pre-order can be taken back because I haven't paid full price yet.
Yeah. I don't know, but like, there's like, I mean, look at any of these like rent to own places. They let you take home furniture with just your card information and stuff, and then if you don't pay it, they take it back, or they just turn it over to debt collectors or something. I mean,
the reality is that having a scalper buy 15 of these and guaranteed that this money is going to come out of their account and they're going to buy it
better for GameStop.
Is better
100%
than
better for
people
GameStop.
that come in and pre-order it or pre-order it online and pay a little bit and then cancel their pre-order because they don't have the money when it comes up to it. And then they've requested this amount of whatever's up for pre-order and they get it and they can't get rid of it. I mean, that's exactly what happened with the Power Armor Edition. They expected that those were going to sell out because they thought people were going to be excited about Fallout 76.
And it didn't.
But that same thing would have happened had they had pre-orders in the shop. 100 people, 1,500 people are going to go and cancel their pre-orders, and now they have 1,500 of these units that they can't sell.
Yep.
So if a scalper is going to buy 15 of them, and they have a limited number that they are only selling, that is more valuable to them than the Chris's that... I mean, Chris is a pretty dependable person, but from a corporate standpoint, he's not dependable because more people like Chris cancel their pre-orders than scalpers.
A really good example is the GameStop here in New Braunfels right now has the ultimate edition of Darksiders 3. Comes with like 3 statues, and I asked them, I was like, "Hey, how much is that?" And they're like, "It's $4.99." It's like, "Did they just send that to you?" And they said, "No, somebody pre-ordered and canceled it." It's like, "You're going to be stuck with that for years."
Yeah.
And she goes, "I know."
I think it's going to be on sale for like $50 next year.
No, it's maybe 4. Yeah, over exaggeration, but like 4 years from now, you're right. That's just going to be like $100.
When they're closing.
Remember that Titanfall special edition that was at the San Marcos
Yeah,
GameStop?
you're right.
In a year, it dropped
Yeah,
drastically.
you're right, because they need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it's just, and it's just, again, this is also on Sony and GameStop. It's like, why the fuck would you limit this console to just a retailer in America? Why? How much fucking money did GameStop have to shell out to Sony to guarantee that, man?
I don't necessarily know if that's the case, though. I think it might be Square Enix.
Maybe it is.
Because I think with Square Enix, right, they had a problem with the Final Fantasy PS4s.
Yeah, sure.
That they were selling through their own store that they didn't put into any shops. And they couldn't meet the demand.
Sure.
So if I was Square Enix this time around, I would be reaching out to other other retailers to sell it, GameStop and Sony, because people are buying directly from Sony in Japan, and GameStop is the biggest games retailer in
America.
the U.S.
Sure. It's just dumb. From a consumer standpoint, it's dumb. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
Whitney and I have been talking about this PS3 since E3 when they talked about it. We've been saving and just ready for it, and can't do it. We missed it.
Well, and I mean that's the sad part too, is that you were willing to go and put the pre-order down on it when that's something that you don't normally do.
Sure. It's just, I fucking
Merry Christmas.
fucking hate it, dude.
Well, we need to end so that we can do our Game of the Year podcast.
That's fine. Everybody look at this. It makes everybody feel better.
And there he is.
Dude, the intro to last week, the point where I because I've listened to it like 3 or 4 times at this point, the part where I always lose my shit, you're in the middle of saying something and because you just showed us the screensaver and I say that's like the Lone Ranger having Tonto as his phone background and it just breaks everyone. Like you stop talking, you're laughing. It's just, I love it.
Also, that entire sequence just highlights how white you are. Oh my God, you're so white.
I'm not denying.
Yeah, I'm just highlights exactly.
But I am also Mexican.
No, you're not, because there was a point where Justin's like, I throw my javelina, and then I'm all meet the tamales, and you're all, it's a churro. That's not what I said. Like, whatever.
No, I said I want to make a fiesta check.
Oh, a fiesta check.
Yeah.
That's right. But we're all like,
I think the bigger issue there is that I can't do any accents besides just white person.
That's not true. You've 100% disproved that in our D&D campaigns.
Oh, not very, but I haven't done a good job.
Yeah, well, you've disproved it, so you can't use that argument anymore.
Maybe I just can't do a Mexican accent.
It's not hard, eh?
You just can't be stereotypical.
If you guys, well, I mean, shit. I hope future players don't listen to that. Maybe, especially if they think I'm just white. Like that could look really bad for me. If you guys like what we do, please rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play Store, and on Spotify. You can subscribe to the show on YouTube as well, and get your podcast there if you like it. You can follow the show on Twitter at Twin Stick Radio or on Facebook at facebook.com/TwinStickRadio. We are all on Twitter as well. I am at Darth Trey. Chris is at Shortchange Hero with a 3 instead of the E in Hero. And Justin is at Justin D. Lopez. The show is produced and edited by Everett Jordan. Give him a follow on Twitter at the56th, all letters, no numbers. And the theme song to the show is by Connor Manning. Follow him on Twitter at Connor13, one in Connor, 13 spelled out. And make sure you hire him to do the theme song for your podcast by going to downstreamstudios.com.
Cool.
Cool.
All
I'll
right.
see you guys in 2 weeks for our Game of the Year.
as some people like to call it, a fortnight.
Or if we were in
It's copyrighted.
Waterdeep,
We just got taken down.
if we were in Waterdeep, it would be a 10-day.
A till day?
A 10-day.
10 day. That's 10 days.
Because the weeks are 10 days in Waterdeep,
Well, there you go.
which is the smartest thing in the world. It's just so smart.
wait, how's that smart?
Every month
There's
has
7 days.
Every month has 30 days.
So
And
it's 3
each-
weeks.
3 weeks that are 10 days long. And then they break up the months with like a holiday so that it comes out to the 365. So you have 5 holidays in the year that break up the months. But the thing that's so smart about that is the 1st, the 15th, the 27th, they happen on the same day every single month.
But
So
that's not fun. That takes away the mystery of the calendar.
I don't know. That's the most Justin thing I think you've ever said.
Mystery of the calendar.
Who knows what day Christmas is going to be on next year? We don't know.
We do.
No, we don't. What day is it going to be on, Justin?
Wednesday.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Because it's
We
usually...
don't know. We don't know what day President Day is going to be on.
I don't know what day President's Day
President's
is
Day? It's
normal.
always on a
No,
Monday.
President's Day. We don't know what day National Batman Day is going to be on.
Those are lame holidays
Yeah, but
because
they exist on the internet, so they must exist in real life.
The calendar. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. The mystery calendar.
All right, guys, we'll see you later.
See you next year.